Good morning, Way fam from Nazareth.
I'm Ashley, this is my husband Josh. Welcome to our channel.
We sold everything we had to travel the world, and now we want to share with you the way away.
So be sure to subscribe down below, give us a like, and hit that bell so you get notifications when we put up new videos.
Let's go. Yesterday we took a bus over here. They've got a transfer shuttle with Abraham Hostels, and we're staying in the Nazareth branch.
This tour is really interesting because she takes you into the shops. It's kind of on a whim. She said that she just wants to show us what the locals are doing, what their projects are. Come to the oldest cafe in Nazareth. It's been open since 1914 and 4 generations have been here. But I'm gonna try a delicious lemonade. It has pomegranate in it. That's what the pink is. That is so refreshing.
All right, the tour is over. It was fun to get to learn a little bit more about the neighborhood here. Sadly, we didn't learn as much about Nazareth as I would have liked, but now we're on to the main thing that we actually came here for, and that is to learn to cook Nazareth food. Nazarene food? Nazarite food. Let's get into it. Alright, I've stepped out onto this balcony here that's adjoining the kitchen, and we just learned that we're going to be making a local Nazareth dish called freaky, or in this case, freaky with chicken. So basically what freaky is, it's a green wheat, and freaky is the local Nazareth name for it. So this is a very local dish, and we're going to learn to make it the way she does. She says in like 15 minutes. Of course, our class will be a little longer than that, but we get a good idea for it. So everyone's got their own task, but I'm starting mine by picking off all these mint leaves. This is fresh mint that we just got, or she just got from the market. And we gotta fill this bowl completely. Actually, we just gotta get rid of all this. And Ashley is gonna be cutting up our salad.
The brain.
The brain.
I have cabbage, so I'm gonna have to chop the cabbage for the salad.
And we have someone working on the onions over here.
Okay, that's what
The freaky itself is gonna be washed, where it'll separate the shells from the actual grains itself. Our mint pile is coming along nicely. We've actually demolished about half of it already. Ashley is already onto her whole cabbage piece.
I'm a chopping master. Chop it away.
It is kind of fun. We're all working together. It's like a little family making our meal for everybody.
Yeah, so we're making one dish and then one salad that we're all going to share together.
This is my way, and the recipes that you have, it's supposed to be lower temperature and you need to cover it. Try my way. If you like it, you can do it. If you don't want, you have the traditional way.
Okay, we put the onions in, the chicken. Our chef was telling us to keep the onions when they're fresh. Put the meat in it. Don't cook the onions first because they'll get really mushy and you won't be able to taste them later.
Alright, so far the process seems pretty simple. The ingredients are simple, there's not too many of them. It's really down to the technique. It's all about the size of the way you cut things, when you put things in the pot, and how hot the water is. She's telling us the technique, of course, is to put one thing in, wait for that to come up to temperature, cook a little bit, then add something else. That lowers the overall temperature, then you bring it back up and everything cooks. And Ashley was over there helping put some of the different spices in. So
yeah,
we had English pepper, which she called... Oh, it was like...
It's called English pepper, but it smelled like something else.
It smelled like cardamom to me.
It was really nice smelling.
I could have swore I've smelled it before in like a sausage or something like that.
Yeah, but their name for it is different here.
Right,
for sure.
And then we have, for our portion, which is gonna feed about, well, all of us really, we have a tablespoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. She says if you do too much nutmeg, it'll just ruin the whole dish.
Yeah,
it makes it super bitter. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we haven't put salt in yet. She said that the one thing to know about salt is you never put it in with beans before they boil, otherwise the beans will never cook properly. So after she's brought the chickpeas in the mixture up to boil, then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt.
The spices are amazing. It's not spicy. It just has a lot of spices. And I like all the textures. The beans give a different texture from the onions, and the chicken gives a different texture.
All right, dinner is over, but we were just all talking and it was really loud, so we wanted to explain the food after the fact. I think the way it looked was kind of soupy.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was actually expecting the, what is it called, the freaky, to soak up a lot of that moisture, but it didn't. It wasn't like rice where it grows.
Yeah.
But it just took in some of it.
Yeah, it became like softer and easier to chew.
Yeah.
But the actual like texture of it was still pretty hearty. It wasn't as soupy like in your actual spoon. So, it was really interesting.
There are so many different items in it that it gave completely different textures. The chickpeas, when you had to chew them. The onions were really soft and delicious still. The freaky just gave it a little more texture with just being small pieces, almost like a couscous in a way. So I really liked that actually. It added a lot of texture.
And I don't know if I explained it well earlier, but freaky is basically immature wheat. It's green wheat.
It's roasted.
Then why is it green?
Yeah, so the reason why we use it for this traditional thing is because it's what they used to use for the dishes
200 plus years
time ago. Yeah, like 250 I think the dishes. And so rice was really expensive then because they had to bring it in from other countries.
It was
imported.
Yeah.
But nowadays the rice, it's a lot cheaper to import, so the rice is definitely cheaper. And the freaky I think is like 4 times as much because it's a much more difficult process.
And you can make this dish by substituting rice today. It's technically a different name of a dish, but it's essentially the same thing. So I think overall the flavor to me was sort of nutty and meaty. It had sort of just a nutty taste, but it had like a meaty mouthfeel to everything.
Yeah, and a lot of spices. Not spicy, but a lot of
good
flavors. Yeah, which was really, really good. Yeah.
Anyhow, that unfortunately wraps it up for Nazareth. In tomorrow's video, however, we're going to be sharing with you what it's like to travel in Israel. So from this hostel to the next one that we're going to in Jerusalem. There we go.
I did want to say that this feeling of Nazareth is completely different from Tel Aviv.
Oh, yeah.
It is not a huge tourist destination. It actually is very localized, and the people here are absolutely incredible, like so nice. The older men, I just want to hang out with them and spend time just chilling and hearing their stories. And almost everybody has spoken English while we've been here.
That's true, actually.
I did want to say that Nazareth is an Arabic town, so it has some really like the feel of Morocco in a way, but a clean Morocco and not as like crazy madness of Morocco. So it's
that we
really,
experienced.
Yeah, it's a really neat feel, a completely different feel from Tel Aviv, and I know it's going to be totally different from Jerusalem.
Yeah, and we've heard that Jerusalem is a bit hectic, so we'll see that shortly. So Wayfam, I hope we encouraged you to get out there and travel today. Check the link in the description if you want to stay here and if you want to take this food class. Yeah. And we'll see you in the next video.
Oh, one more thing. We'll leave the recipe for you guys down below.
We will?
Yeah.
Okay. Good night.
Bye.
Sabah al-khair.
No, that's good morning, remember? Every time you say that.
Suba.
She told that you had to say it.
Dang, I forgot.
Don't try.
Good night.